I just want to thank all my colleagues for joining us, and that would be Minister Ng, Minister Ng, Parliamentary Secretary Sorbara, MP Jowhari, MP Jaczek, and MP Tony Van Bynen, who are very strong advocates for seniors in our community and across the country. And I'm very grateful for their leadership on seniors issues. We have over 160,000 seniors in York Region. They are pillars of our community, and they have not only laid an excellent foundation for our communities, but they contribute an outsized share of the volunteers that do so much to make York Region the wonderful place that it is to live. Our government is a strong partner in committing to help meet their needs. To kick off today's discussion, I'll be discussing seniors' income security, and then we'll address health and well-being, support during COVID-19 pandemic, long-term care, other measures and future commitments like pharmacare and disabilities. And we'll be talking about the New Horizons for Seniors program. We also have a time for seniors organizations. They'll be giving us an update on what they've been doing on behalf of seniors. We know retirement income security is an important place to start. Our government is committed to strengthening Canadian seniors' financial security and improving their quality of life. We are continuing to improve the retirement income of Canadians after a lifetime of hard work. Budget 2021 will permanently increase old age security by 10% for seniors aged 75 and up in July of 2022. This is the first increase to old age security outside of automatic quarterly updates for inflation, and that's since 1973. It will provide an additional $766 to pensioners receiving the full benefit over the first year. This increase provides help for Canadians' extra needs later in life. We know as seniors age, they become more likely to face health challenges and disabilities. Older seniors pay almost double the amount that younger seniors spend on out-of-pocket healthcare expenses. At the same time, many older seniors face more challenges securing employment to supplement their income. Very few seniors work beyond the age of 75, and those that do have a median earnings income of only about $720 a year. Seniors over 75 are almost twice as likely to be widowed, adding further pressure, financial pressure. The old age security increase is part of the government's commitment to strengthen retirement security. And while no single solution can meet everyone's needs, step by step, we're making progress. We've been focused since we were elected in 2015 on enhancing the financial security of seniors, and that began when we restored the age of eligibility for old age security to 65, after the Harper Conservatives raised it to 67. That put thousands of dollars back into the pockets of younger seniors. For the most vulnerable seniors, we increased the guaranteed income supplement by 10% for individuals, improving the financial security of over 900,000 seniors. We've also made changes to the guaranteed income supplement earnings exemption that help low-income seniors keep more of their earned income. We're also investing $70 billion through the National Housing Strategy to help more people find an affordable place to call home, including seniors. For future retirees, we're gradually increasing the Canada Pension Plan maximum yearly benefit by almost 50%, a change that was mirrored by the Quebec Pension Plan. And this meaningfully reduces the risk, the real risk of not saving enough in retirement. To help everyone, we're reducing income taxes. When increases to the basic personal amount are fully implemented in 2023, 4.3 million seniors will benefit, including 465,000 whose federal income tax will be reduced to zero. Every year, individuals will save close to $300 and couples will save nearly $600. By law, the buying power of seniors' pensions is protected in Canada against inflation. Since we first came to office in 2015, the full old age security pension has automatically increased by $679 a year. Our government's ambitious and progressive measures are making a real difference in the lives of seniors and for their financial security. But there is more work to be done. Canadian seniors can always count on us, on Liberals, to listen, to understand their needs, and to work hard to deliver for them. Now I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, MP Jowhari, for his update.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly good to be with you. I would like to start also very much as my colleague, Mr. Schwartz, did start with the land acknowledgement. We are blessed to be permitted to be on this land, and also we acknowledge the land we hold this event and the treaties that we are bound with. Also like to acknowledge my other colleagues, Minister Mary Ng, PS Francesco Sorbara, MP Helena Jaczek, and MP Tony Van Bynen, which we collectively are very, very proud of representing all of you in York Region, especially the seniors who have been in the forefront of many supports or events that we've had, as well as the challenges that they've been facing. I'll be remiss if I don't acknowledge those senior-led organizations in Richmond Hill. I'm sure we're going to hear from Kathy McConaughey from Home on the Hill on the wellness. Kathy, good to have you here. We have Linda Meir from Richmond Hill Senior Community Council, Monica Chung from Catholic Community Service of York Region, Connie Fong, Multicultural Tea Association, Ted Pickles from Richmond Hill Bowling Club, Raj Sethi, who doesn't know Raj Sethi in York Region India Seniors Club, and Pamela Harak from Caribbean North Charities Foundation. Thank you very much for participating, and thank you very much for making our community strong. Throughout the past months, our government has been working hard to support Canadians as we navigate through and out of this pandemic. This past year, Canadians have had to adapt in several ways, but we can all agree that we have been impacted to different degrees as well, at different demographics. Undoubtedly, our seniors have been severely impacted during this pandemic. When news was initially shared about the long-term care homes, I'm sure my colleagues would agree that collectively our hearts were shattered. And no one should ever be treated like that, and no one should be ever living in those circumstances. From the start of this pandemic, our government has put seniors as one of our top priorities. In the fall economic statement, we invested through the Safe Restart Agreement, the federal government in the tune of about $740 million to help provinces and territories address immediate needs of vulnerable population, including those in the long-term care. And always the health and well-being of our seniors matters and continue to matter. We'll continue to ensure that these voices are heard. To that extent, as those of you who live in Richmond Hill know, that we've started 5 community council focused on seniors, on environment, on affordability, on health, and on environment. And I'm proud to say that most of the representatives here have been participating in all our community council. We've had the support from many of my colleagues' offices. Thank you, Minister Schwartz, for always making sure that we have the support in the senior council. Thank you, Minister Ng, to making sure when we got to small businesses, your office were in the forefront, helping us to make sure that demystify those supports for them. There a lot of feedback came from our seniors group and our health group that made it through our consultation up to budget 2021, and we are so proud of all of you. On the mental health, you know, I'm a strong advocate for mental health, and I'm proud that our government has made investment in mental health to support population, including our seniors who have been disproportionately impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic. And we've also introduced, as part of Budget 2021, the development of a mental health standards, which will definitely help ensuring that the same standards for mental health is being applied across the country. We are also looking at a lot of funding for community-based organizations who are supporting mental health. We've been working very closely with those organizations that I mentioned to make sure that through the community-based fund of $400 million and another $90 million who's been allocated under the Age Well at Home, the seniors continue to be served and be made focus of our support for the seniors. What else can I say? I just want to close by saying, make no mistake, our seniors will not be left behind. You will not be left behind. We will there to support you the same way that you supported us. You make sure this country is what it is. And we thank you for it. And now allow me to introduce my colleague, the Member of Parliament for Newmarket, MP Tony Van Bynen. Tony, the floor is yours. And thank you very much.
Happy to see that we do have representation from.
Thank you, Tony. We were just about.
Days, You're on mute or your mic's not on. My apologies. So thank you, Majid, and it's great to see that we've got good representation here today from Newmarket Aurora, and I understand that Christina Bazan's is one of the representation groups. I have to say that Christine has been a great advocate, both at the at meetings like this, and particularly with the HESA, the Health Committee, where she brought forward some real grassroots perspectives, which was very helpful for us and our committee in terms of our study and in terms of where we should be going forward. But so hello to everyone, and every senior in Canada deserves to live with dignity, safety, and comfort. And we know that COVID-19 has disproportionately impacted Canada's seniors, and many have spent this pandemic isolated from their family and their friends. And this is why our government had acted at the start of the pandemic to ensure that there were programs in place to support Canada's seniors, and why we are committed to continue helping seniors throughout the recovery and beyond. We heard from Majid in terms of what we're doing going forward, and we also heard from Deb in what the programs are. I'd like to remind everybody of the things that we did during this pandemic. In April, more than 4 million low and middle income seniors received a GST top-up worth an average of $375 for single seniors and $510 for seniors couples. In July, we provided a one-time tax-free payment of $300 for seniors eligible for OAS and a further $200 for seniors eligible for GIS. And together with the GST credit top-up, that was over $1,500 for low-income seniors couples. And I'm proud to share that in York Region alone, 108,840 seniors received a total of $32,657,000 through the one-time $300 payment, and 68,210 received a total of $34,104,000, and that's a total of $66,759,000 invested in seniors in the 10 ridings that make up York Region. Both of the GST top-up and the one-time payments together are a total of $3.8 billion investment in direct financial support to the millions of seniors across the country, so they could cover the increased costs that was created by this pandemic. We also reduced the mandatory minimum withdrawals from RIFs by 25% for the year 2020. And to ensure that our seniors continue getting the benefits that they depend on, we temporarily extended the GIS and allowance payments for seniors who couldn't file their income tax information on time. And we also launched a new virtual tax clinic that has new flexibilities with the ability to receive and authenticate documents online. And to help seniors and others to get essential services and supplies, such as delivery of groceries, we invested $500 million through partners like United Way, food banks, and through charities. We are continued We are committed to continue working with local stakeholders such as yourselves, provinces, territories, and directly with seniors to better support and to protect them. I'd now like to invite my colleague, Minister Mary Ng, MP for Markham Thornhill, to speak to you about long-term care. Mary, over to you.
Thank you so much, Tony and colleagues. It's really terrific to be here with you. Let me also begin by acknowledging that I'm joining you from the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Chippewa and the Wendat peoples. And for those of us who are settlers or immigrants to Canada, it's important to recognize that Indigenous peoples have always been here and that we all have a role to play in reconciliation. And I believe this work is especially important with the tragic and horrifying news of the confirmation of hundreds of children whose lives were taken at residential schools. And it's important that we recognize the terrible legacy of the residential schools and the role that we can all play in our ongoing efforts of reconciliation moving forward. It really is wonderful to see so many of the organizations representing seniors from Markham Thornhill here, joined by their respective organizations in the other parts of York region. So welcome and thank you. And Ranjiv, a very special thank you to you. I know you will be speaking a little later. And maybe I'll just, just share a little with you what I found in Markham Thornhill, which really just highlight the difficulty of COVID-19 and how challenging it was in the early days and continues to be for so many of our seniors. We found that our seniors, in an effort to protect all of us, we all locked down, and as a result, everyone was doing what they needed to do to help flatten that first curve. And this particularly impacted our seniors. And what was so incredibly encouraging, throughout that process and those very many months where we were able to engage, at first by telephone and then through Zoom, and then seeing the seniors organizations with the assistance of New Horizons for Seniors funding, for example, just develop that technological capability to bring people on, online. And then, next thing you know, I would hear about daily connects or online yoga, or just the ability to convene and create that opportunity for seniors to continue to stay connected throughout this pandemic. So, to all of the organizations, I really want to thank your tremendous work throughout this pandemic, because what culminated for me was so many of our organizations in Markham Thornhill on a very Zoom like this that came together, where we really were able to talk about the synergies and the challenges and what was needed. And in that was able to share with our very terrific seniors minister in Minister Schulte, what I heard directly on the ground from so many of our seniors and from our organizations that supported seniors. So I'm very pleased, to add to what my colleagues have already shared in terms of what the government is doing to support seniors. And what I want to share is, is the progress that we are making with respect to long-term care, providing $740 million to provinces and territories through the Safe Restart Agreement for inspection and control measures for seniors living in long-term care or receiving at-home care, $1 billion to create the Safe Long-Term Care Fund. We've launched a consultation on federal policy defining senior abuse. And then to further build on this, our government prioritized making more sustainable changes to long-term care through Budget 2021 by providing $3 billion to Health Canada to support provinces and territories in making COVID-19 changes become permanent changes, and to keep seniors safe and to improve their quality of life. And we also recognize the importance of supporting seniors at home, which is why through Budget 2021, we've introduced the new Age Well at Home initiative. The ongoing pandemic has been incredibly isolating for many seniors who previously relied on their network of friends and family for support. And this program would address this issue by matching low-income and vulnerable seniors with volunteers through community-based organizations to support them with their day-to-day lives. So as we look towards recovery from COVID-19, we are absolutely committed to continuing our work with the provinces and territories to ensure that seniors and those who help them are well protected and well supported through this pandemic, and more importantly, for the many years to come. So I want to thank you all for joining us, and again thank my colleagues for convening this. And with this, I'm going to pass it to my very good colleague in MP Francesco Sorbara. Over to you, Francesco.
Thank you, Minister Ng. Always a pleasure. And good afternoon to all my honorable colleagues and all to the organizations that do such great work year in, year out to help support our seniors. The first thing I'm just going to give, I won't name them all, but a quick shout out to all the seniors group I see here from the city of Vaughan and from Vaughan Woodbridge. Welcome. It's great to see everyone again. Always a pleasure to be in your company, whether it's virtually or in presence. I do want to say, we are in hopefully the later innings of the pandemic. And I know at this time of year, I would be visiting, and all of us would be visiting our seniors groups in whichever activity they would be partaking in. And fingers crossed, I know we entered stage 2 here in the province of Ontario overnight, and fingers crossed in 3 weeks' time we can enter stage 3 and we can get some of those groups happening again, because what I've heard from seniors in my phone calls and conversations is that they just want to be with their friends again. And they want to be out there and interacting with their community members, first with their family, which that's happening now, but they want to see their friends. And whether here it's at Valori Village or Father Armando Buffon or Chancellor Community Center in my riding, I know they'll be hopefully be filled again with seniors, and hopefully that will happen in the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to be so happy when I get to do that and go say hi, because we know we want to be in physical presence. I just want to do a quick shout out to the seniors in my riding that were unfortunately in the long-term care facilities when the pandemic broke out at Woodbridge Vista and some of the other ones. They were impacted quite harshly. And I want to do a thank you note to the Canadian Armed Forces that did go to those facilities and assisted, and a thank you to Minister Deb Schultz and Minister Mary Ng and the individuals around the cabinet table that made the decisions to provide so much significant funding for our seniors in the long-term care facility. So thank you for that. These last 18 months, as seniors have tried to their best to be safe, their mental, physical, and emotional health has been impacted. Our government is focused on a resilient economy, economic recovery, but a healthy economy is only possible when its people are healthy. Canadians have access to some of the best doctors, nurses, hospitals, and treatments in the world, all through our publicly funded healthcare system. Yet many Canadians have a difficulty affording the medication they need. That's why our government supports a national universal pharmacare program, which is accessible to all Canadians. We are working with our counterparts to learn from their wealth of experience that they have built and advance important health priorities and initiatives. Frankly, no Canadians should go, and especially seniors, should go between having to choose to put food on their table or pay rent and purchase their medication. Our government is committed to build on the foundational elements that are already in progress, like the national strategy on high-cost drugs for rare diseases, towards the goal of a universal national program. Budget 2021, which I'm glad to say that Bill C-30, which contains the budget implementation, did pass the Senate and is now effectively law. And there's so many good things in there, like 270 measures in there for Canadians that will make a very positive impact on millions of Canadians in their lives. Budget 2020 reassures us that our government will proceed with a plan to provide ongoing funding of $500 million for the program for high-cost drugs for rare diseases. We are also introducing new rules on patented drugs. We know in Canada we pay amongst the highest prices for drugs in the world. We've changed what's called the baskets of goods. It's a very technical thing through what's called the PMPRB. And we've changed that, and we're expected to save literally billions of dollars with this new legislation that we've enacted to lower the price of drugs for all Canadians and, of course, for our seniors. We know there's much work to be done. We've also developed a new Canada Drug Agency that will negotiate drug prices on behalf of all Canadians in the provinces, thereby lowering costs. The development of a national formulary to be developed by the agency. And again, a national strategy for high-cost drugs for rare diseases with a $500 billion commitment. These are amongst just the few measures that we're undertaking on this front. We do understand that this is a joint partnership with the provinces. The provinces are in charge of the administering drug plans across Canada, and we will continue working in cooperation with them. And we need to ensure that no senior goes without their medication, and that they can live a secure, dignified, and safe retirement in their golden years. If I can call golden years, because I'm going to leave it, because I understand being 65 is like being 45 these days, and being 75 is like being 55, correct? And that's what we love. So I'm going to stop there, and great to see everyone this afternoon.
Over to Helena.
Thank you
Sorry,
so much.
but I got carried away, Helena. I was such on a roll.
I know you were on a roll, Francesco.
MP Jaczek, nice to see you today.
So I'm just delighted to be here with everybody. If it is only virtually, it's still nice to see so many familiar faces and to talk about seniors issues a little bit. As my colleagues have said, the pandemic has been particularly hard on seniors. The loneliness, not seeing your grandchildren, all that social issue, apart from, of course, the very real health consequences of the pandemic. So it truly has been a pretty miserable time for everybody. I'm going to talk briefly about the New Horizons program. Now, I know many of you are very familiar. Obviously, some of the organizations who have received New Horizons grants are here, and many of you have benefited from the programs. But there are a few things that I think it's important to know about New Horizons. As you know, it's a federal grant and contribution program, but it supports two different types of projects, either community-based, which most of you are involved with, and also pan-Canadian projects that engage seniors in their communities. And of course, the objectives of the programs, and it's worth sort of thinking about each one of these, I think. The 5 objectives are volunteering, mentoring, expanding awareness of elder abuse, social participation, and then capital assistance in terms of the organizations who apply. So when organizations are invited to apply, it is through a call for proposals. Community-based projects are eligible to receive up to $25,000 in grant funding, and additional grants of up to $5,000 have been made available for organizations that have not received funding from the program in the past 5 years. So this year, increased funding, thank you, Minister Schultz, and improvements to the program resulted in the highest number of applications ever, and almost double the number of projects are now serving rural seniors. Again, the isolation factor there is really very acute. And also, a greater share of the funded projects were serving particularly vulnerable seniors. So in May, Minister Schultz did announce an investment of $60.8 million to fund over 3,000 community-based projects across the country. And through, this was just in the most recent call for proposals. Martha, perhaps you could mute yourself. Sorry about that. These projects obviously are going to help Canadians stay active, socially connected during this unprecedented time. And as we know, social inclusion is one of the many important determinants of health. And so hopefully we'll keep people living in their own homes for as long as possible. And in York Region this year, there were 120 projects that were received just in our region here. Now, to allude to the pan-Canadian projects through New Horizons, our government invests $13 million for these. And in fact, we have Yumi here from Monchong, and I know she's going to tell us a little bit more about the Pan-Canadian stream and the project that they were approved for. And this is one that supports multi-year projects that take a collaborative and innovative approach to addressing seniors' issues. And this is where projects test and share best practices across the country so that people are learning from each other and they can replicate approaches that have worked particularly well. So project partners work together to achieve measurable results. And this again is really important. We don't want to just throw money at things. We want to make sure that they're successful and they work. So that's part of the feedback that we get in terms of New Horizons. So
hang on a minute, Helena. We're just going to stop you for a minute because I think everybody wants to hear you. I'm not sure if Martha can. Aha, perfect. If everybody can just go on mute, that's awesome.
Thank you, Deb. So, in summary, since 2004, New Horizons has funded more than 30,000 projects in hundreds of communities across Canada, with a total Government of Canada investment of more than $660 million. Actually, it's quite interesting because New Horizons survived Stephen Harper's cutback. So, not that I'm suggesting that you look at that side of things, but I think it just shows how important seniors are to everybody in Canada. As you all know, the projects really do have a great effect on our seniors. And I know that it's one of the highlights when I get my list of approved projects. Deb, you'll be sure that I make all those phone calls myself. Sometimes it's voicemail, but I've had great chats with people finding out exactly what they're doing with their New Horizons funding. So, by the way, for the next call of proposals, our constituency staff is always anxious to assist organizations in making their applications as well. So if you need any more information when the next call comes through, please feel free to contact, I'm sure, each of our constituency offices. So thank you very much, and back to you, Deb.
Well, thanks very much, Helena. And thanks for that little plug at the end there, making sure that people know that we are here to serve, and definitely very excited about the great work that all the organizations do supporting seniors around the region. And we are here to make sure that we get those great projects, best get them the highest score so that they can get chosen and we can get them going in our region. One of the things we get to do now is to hear from some of those amazing organizations that have been supporting seniors for a very long time, many of them. I didn't get a chance to acknowledge some of the faces that I recognize in those groups, and I just want to shout out for a couple if I can, because I know my colleagues did. We connect. I see Jayshree there on the screen. I've got Tanya with the Golden Age Village and Human Endeavour. We see Noor there and amazing work that you've been doing as well. Maple Pioneers, Maria Eva, she's there, which is nice to see you. Elspeth Hayworth, we have Sunder on the line, and Rabbi Bakshi. All people that have been very much engaged in my riding and the surrounding area in supporting seniors, especially during this very difficult time. So I want to just make a list of the people who are going to speak and who have joined us. We've got Christina Bizance with chats, and she's going to kick it off. We're going to follow with Noor Din with Human Endeavour, Sunder Singh for Elspeth Hayworth Centre, Ranjiv Puri for Armadale Older Adults Club. We've got Yumi Leung from Monshong, and Kathy Mochnaki from Home on the Hill, and Ryan Dibish from York Region Makers. So we've got quite a few people to hear from. I know we're going to keep you really short, couple of minutes, otherwise we won't get through, and we do want to get a couple of questions at the end. So starting off with Christina, please, and I'll kind of chime in if I have to cut you off, but hopefully not. All right, over to you.
Thank you so much, Minister. Okay, sorry, can you hear me? Thank you very much, Minister Schulte. Delighted to be here on behalf of CHATS. For those of you who don't know Community and Home Assistance to Seniors, we serve over 8,500 older adults and their family caregivers throughout all of York Region and South Simcoe through a variety of programs. And we're just so appreciative of the funding support that we received from the federal government throughout the pandemic. We received funding for 5 projects that enabled us to really make a significant and quick shift in the way that a number of our programs were delivered. We adapted our programs to provide virtual social and wellness programs, modified our adult day programs, and delivered culturally specific food security supports, including food hampers and essential household items. From the outset of the pandemic, CHATS was able to partner with a number of community agencies to provide urgent food security supports. as I said, culturally specific meals, Meals on Wheels, food hampers, and essential household items were distributed to low-income seniors and persons with serious mental health and addictions challenges. In total, over 275 persons were served through these programs, in which CHATS delivered over 6,000 meals, 1,400 food hampers, and made over 65 referrals for participants to receive additional programs and services. In addition to these, to our focus on food security, the initiatives highlighted seniors' needs for social inclusion. Time after time, we heard how grateful people were, not only for the food that we were able to provide, but to have been remembered. I know that Noor will talk about how we were able to partner and use the investment in technology and technical support, so I won't address that. But I just want to kind of conclude with an observation that the pandemic really has exacerbated the vulnerability of older adults through increased isolation and reduced access to social and health supports. The impact on family caregivers has led to an increased potential for elder abuse. And we definitely see a gap in providing language-specific and culturally relevant education to older adults, and really feel that there hasn't been enough of a focus on elder abuse specifically in particular communities. So there's still much to do. But again, I just want to say how grateful and appreciative we have been for the quick turnaround on funding that we were able to receive, and the ability to allow us to do what we do best in delivering programs and allow us to be nimble by providing these grants and the funds at a time when they were so crucial and necessary. So thank you so much.
Christina, thank you so much for sharing that information and the great work that you've been doing as an organization. You've been around a very long time, and every time I turn around, you're doing something else, something new, something creative, and something important for seniors. So thank you for all of your work. You mentioned about elder abuse. We've just launched consultations. We've had some amazing roundtables with experts already, with the groups on the ground that are working that particular issue. And we have now got open consultation, or hoping everybody will chime in before the end when it closes in July 22nd. So if you've got some input, we'd love to hear from you and everyone else on the line. This is a very, very important issue, and we did see the rise during the pandemic in what we used to call elder abuse, but because of First Nations, there's an implication with elders, so we're just calling it seniors abuse at the moment, but that's all part of the consultation. So thank you very much. And I think it's time to hear from Noor. So over to you, Noor.
Thank you, Deb. Good afternoon, respected members of the York Region Liberal Caucus, dignitaries and community members. Thank you, Honorable Deb, for inviting me to speak about supporting seniors during the pandemic. My name is Noor Din. I'm the founder and CEO of Human Endeavour, a charitable organization that serves more than 3,200 community members across York Region each year. Social inclusion and improved health and wellness of diverse, isolated seniors is our foremost priority. We serve more than 750 seniors across York Region at 8 locations. Pandemic created a sudden uncertainty and unprecedented environment for everyone, including social services sector. Thanks to you and federal government for the quick and generous response through various flexible funding streams like Emergency Community Support Fund, New Horizons program. With these fundings, Human Endeavour quickly brought social programs online at Human Endeavour and developed a technology program that offers tablets with internet and data and live technical support to seniors and many senior serving organizations in York Region. Now, and again, the initial funding for this program and the concept came from the Emergency Community Support Fund. Today, more than 25 organizations across Ontario are participating in these programs. And we have helped more than 150 organizations through various technology monthly sessions as far as the capacity building is concerned, we do monthly sessions with them. And approximately 850 plus seniors who have received these tablets from us or technical support are benefiting, and they are across various organizations, not just Human Endeavour. And thanks to Chats for supporting us always with our initiatives. They are one of our very close partners. So I think pandemic also brought a lot of the partnership opportunities together, where a lot of the silos and the boundaries that previously existed or territories, they were broken down. And thanks to the government and all the local representatives, Deb, you actually brought us together through these programs. So thank you. However, the pandemic also and its impact is going to continue for several years to come. Even though in-person programs are there, but it's not going to be full capacity for a number of years to come. Many organizations and small groups still need to establish an online programming environment. Many rural and indigenous seniors face technology as well as infrastructure challenges. This is something, and I want to bring it out to you today, that we need to develop plans to provide much needed services to them. We have established a provincial advisory table that is talking about some of the challenges that seniors and organizations are facing across Ontario. I would like to expand it to a federal level so that we can address some of the other community challenges as well. I think in closing, what I would like to convey a message of appreciation is that general positive environment created by the federal government across the country has helped Canadians stay optimistic and resilient during the pandemic. Thank you for your great work. I appreciate that, and our senior community appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Noor, thank you very much for the amazing work that you're doing. And like you said, if there is a silver lining, which is very hard, to say when we've seen such tragedy because of the pandemic, but it has been bringing the groups together and leveraging the different skills and opportunities that brings. So, the more we can keep going in that direction, the better off we all are. And I love your idea about, expanding the table to the federal level. You've talked to me about that before. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that properly, because there's so many groups at the federal level that need to be engaged to do that. And you also talked about the importance of connecting, and we have seen that. We have seen the importance of broadband. So much is possible online that is required in the pandemic, and it will be an opportunity for the future. So that is why you've seen our government do unprecedented investments in broadband, and we don't happen to have the minister on the line that has been leading that, but through her rapid response, we've been connecting thousands and thousands of rural and remote communities and Indigenous. So it's a very big impetus for our government, and we aren't just talking about it for the future, we're doing it today. And so that's something we're very proud of. Okay, sorry to keep talking, but next over to Sundar Singh.
Thank you, Deb. Honorable members of Parliament, Francesco Sorbara and Deb Schultz, and all other honorable members of Parliament who are present. Yesterday, on Tuesday, June the 29th, marked the 50th year of my arrival in Canada. It was a hot summer day and I was wearing a long woolen coat. Tomorrow, when people will be celebrating Canada Day with fireworks, I will be rejoicing that fireworks are celebrating my family's 50th anniversary of arrival in Canada. Then I was a teenager. Today I'm a senior who has studied, raised two professional daughters, and worked most of the 50 years contributing in every which way to the society as a good Canadian citizen. Today I serve seniors and ensure that they too remain active citizens. I thank New Horizons for Seniors program for funding Elspeth Hayward Centre for Women so that seniors remain engaged in the communities while enjoying their retired life. Each year, Elspeth Hayward Centre engages over 300 seniors and more in activities that improves and maintains their physical and mental health. We serve over 18 diverse communities. As COVID-19 started and Canada was in a lockdown mode, Elspeth Hayward Centre staff immediately got in touch with every single senior by calling them and ensuring their safety and that their needs were met. Program schedules did not change, except they were now delivered virtually. Those who were computer savvy joined exercise programs immediately. During COVID, those who were not computer savvy were supplied with laptops, and our staff and youth gave them lessons. Trained computer savvy seniors who volunteered also mentored other seniors to build computer skills. Soon, everyone was able to get on Zoom and learned how to remain safe and connected. We partnered with Concerts in Care. Seniors enjoyed concerts online, learned and enjoyed different cultural music, sang together, and listened to instrumental music. We also had opera singers. Seniors were learning more about music. We partnered with Mixed Company Theatre. Seniors learned about acting and expressing their emotions during COVID. There were mental health reflections with storytelling, and they also acted in a play. Seniors did virtual tours of countries such as Florence, Lahore, Istanbul, and learned about royal cities. This was facilitated by an architect, associate professor from Ryerson. Regular programs continue with line dancing, yoga, exercises, bingo, arts and craft, where seniors learn to draw and use various color techniques, all virtually. Food distribution continues. Approximately 50% of the seniors are widows. By keeping them engaged, they share their knowledge with others and keep themselves out of isolation and depression. Mental health among seniors is an immediate need. Elspeth Hayward Centre keeps them active so that they remain physically and mentally sound. Slowly and cautiously, we are now planning post-COVID activities. We hope to start outdoor line dancing and other exercise sessions as early as next week. Seniors are enjoying community gardening during summer. For all these activities, I'm grateful to you for all your support. Thank you.
Sander, thank you very much, and we are so very grateful to you too for your years of dedicated service. And talking about mental health is something that's very close to our government's, mindset as well. It's been a very big issue, especially highlighted through COVID with the Wellness Together Center that was set up. Normally we don't interfere in health delivery, but mental health was huge, and we knew we needed to step up and help. But much more to do, and Majid Jowhari is leading in our caucus on that particular initiative. He is all about mental health, and we're very grateful for his leadership on that file. So over to Ranjiv, if he could come on, that would be great.
Thank you. My name is Ranjiv Puri, and I am the president of Armourdale Older Adult Senior Club. Although there is no senior in that club, everybody is young and fit and healthy, because we very actively do things which even younger people can find time to do. Actually, before pandemic, we used to do 2 hours of fitness classes every day, Monday to Friday. And then we used to have coffee meet every week. And then we used to have birthday celebrations. And then we used to have musical programs. So all these activities were done on so regular basis that every senior wanted to be there in that community center right since morning till afternoon. We had badminton session, we had Zumba classes, we had yoga fitness, we had bridge club, we had, you name a thing, we used to organize. But came pandemic and suddenly we were stuck. We didn't know what to do. For a month, we kept deliberating among the board members. We have to come out with the solution. This is not something going to go very soon. I would like to thank actually, we have incredible, member parliament, Mary, who we consulted, and she, offered suggestion. Then we also organized a meet actually where Minister Dexter was also available. And by the way, I'm residing in the territory of MP Helena. So I think I can get 3 times more time than other, speakers because I'm representing 3-member parliament. So as some of our senior club presidents or members said, that technology really came very handy, sometimes blessing in disguise. We had only the local community people who used to join the club, but then came technology. We had now members joining us virtually from across the Canada, not only Canada, but even from US actually. We have members joining us from virtually from New Jersey, from Atlanta, from Vancouver, from Windsor, from various GTA territories who we never saw each other physically, but thanks to Zoom that we are able to do it. We are carrying on most of the sessions virtually, to take care of not only the physical fitness, but also the mental and social isolation. So we are trying to do our best. Challenges we still face, technology, as a speaker before me said that, seniors, to train them in technology, they are not tech savvy. So we have also outreached them, helped them. If the equipment devices were not available, to help them or help them with devices in case if they are not able to use technology, to help them using those technology, and even outreaching by phone. I'll just like to quickly end with this story. We had a member, her name is Fulmati, and she used to come to community center. The classes used to start at 9:30, but she was there at 7:30 in the morning. And I used to ask her, how come you're so early? So she says, it's my home because I enjoy being among people, among friends with whom we participate in these activities. And now all of a sudden, when this thing happened, she had nowhere to go. So we keep talking to her, keep encouraging her. Even if people are not able to use technology, our board members and other team members make sure that, every month we are in contact with each other and not people feel isolated or mentally depressed. And I would also like to thank actually New Horizon. We were one of those community organizations who were supported by the New Horizon grant, due to which we were able to deliver, because there is no money coming from any source, and we were offering all these activities virtually or otherwise to people free of cost. So we were welcoming all seniors from every community to come and enjoy the virtual sessions for mental, social isolation or physical fitness. Thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Ranjit, thank you very much. I've just been given notice that we're really running out of time. I'm running really late, and that we may actually get kicked off at 4 o'clock, which would be very unfortunate. So we're working to try to make sure that doesn't happen. But if somehow it goes blank, you'll know why. We should have made sure we had a longer session, because obviously all your stories are really important. But if there's any chance I can get the rest of the speakers to speed up, and I'll stop making comments, that would be helpful. Next, over to Yumi, please. Thank you.
You're on mute.
Yumi, yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Well, thank you again for inviting Wang Chong Foundation to take part in this town hall. It is indeed a very great honor of us to be invited to speak about the Reach for Aging Well program. As Helena just mentioned earlier, this is a multi-year program fully funded by the Pan-Canadian projects under the New Horizons for Seniors program. This is a 5-year program aims to reach out to encourage seniors in the GTA to become a part of the community, preventing isolation and loneliness. This program was officially launched last year in February, but due to the COVID-19 situation, all programs have to move online, but still very popular. Only in 2020, we host 350 sessions of online workshops, seminars, and classes to over 2,500 seniors. Just in this current quarter, from April until today's June the 30th, there are over 7,000 seniors participating in 400 activity sessions. In general, only in this quarter, we have 300% increase of participations from for that. This is very exciting news. While we have been organizing activities for those more independent seniors to try to help them stay active and healthy, we realized that actually seniors needed more help during the lockdown. So we tried to expand our target audience to a group of frail seniors. We kicked off a virtual adult day program for frail seniors or seniors with mobility issues in the community. This online activity is not only benefiting the seniors, but also their families and caregivers, because we also host monthly workshop to enhance the caregivers' knowledge how to take care of the seniors better. These online activities include exercise, community news updates, singing, dancing, storytelling, arts and crafts, whatever you can name of. So this become a very popular program for the seniors and their caregivers. Even though our programs are seen to be quite successful, we want to do even better. So for now, we are collaborating with a professional agency to do an online survey for rich participants and seniors in the community to collect their feedback for our program. We are going to send our survey out this week, and we are really looking forward to seeing the results and try to improve our program in the next 3 years, as we have like 3 more years to go. 2020 to 2021 was a very unprecedented year. I would really want to take this opportunity to thank you for the government to helping us bring more kindness and attention to those seniors in need. Thank you very much for the generous funding.
Thank you very much, Yumi. And it looks like we're not going to get enough time to do questions. So if you have questions, which I think you do, then we're going to take those in the offices. We'll make sure you get the answers back. But we're working very hard to try to make sure that this doesn't end abruptly. But I will pass it over now to Kathy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Liberal Caucus. I'm not on. Okay.
Kathy, you were on, now you're on. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, members of the Liberal Caucus, and thank you, Majid, for inviting Home on the Hill to present today. My name is Kathy McNackey, and I'm the chair of the board of directors of Home on the Hill. We are a Richmond Hill organization which serves family caregivers and their loved ones affected by serious mental illness. All of our family caregivers are seniors, as determined by the Canada-wide survey conducted by Euphomy, which determined that the average age of a family caregiver is 59. Our board is mainly composed of seniors, and we are largely a volunteer-driven initiative with many volunteer hours provided by our board members. The COVID pandemic requirements have restricted mobility and increased anxiety among our family members who have a mental illness. These conditions can generate a crisis at home where the family caregiver needs support. The support that Home on the Hill is able to give has been enhanced by the federal funding through 3 programs. Firstly, the Canada Summer Jobs Program has allowed us to hire a young social work student who provides essential technical support while also providing program work. The second is the Emergency Community Support Fund, which enabled us to hire our recreation therapist, who together with our summer student uses innovative ways and recreational activities to engage our loved ones who have a mental illness and whose anxiety has been exacerbated by the pandemic. These activities provided by these paid workers provide much needed relief to our family caregivers. But also of profound significance is the funding which we have received through the New Horizons program, because it has enabled us to hire a family facilitator who offers crisis support and ongoing psychoeducational sessions. This grant also funds yoga, art, the purchase of art supplies and recreational outings, all of which provide relief to our family caregivers. Approximately 6,000 to 9,000 people with serious mental illness live in Richmond Hill. And because there is little in the way of supportive housing, most of the responsibility for supporting and providing housing for these individuals falls on the family caregiver. In closing, I'd like to read a testimonial by one of our family caregivers about the service we were able to provide through federal funding. She writes, I am a senior caregiver of a 28-year-old grandson diagnosed with schizophrenia. Throughout the COVID pandemic, Home on the Hill has stayed connected with us, finding innovative ways to, with technology, to provide support virtually, telephone support, and safe one-on-one meetings. They also provide yoga, cooking classes, and activities in small groups. Our own health has been compromised by the caring for our grandson. Home on the Hill understands this, and this organization is our lifeline. They connect with empathy, guidance, information, and resources. And we're so grateful for the funding and Majid's support.
Thank you, Kathy. Obviously you are a lifeline to so many, so thank you for sharing that with us. The last one is Ryan. If you could come on, Ryan, and share with us what you're doing. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me here today. My name is Ryan Doge. I am the Executive Director of North Region Makers and We Make It. If you're, for those that aren't familiar with We Make It, we are a not-for-profit community creative center that's been in operation for about 5.5 years. We provide training, tools, and access to knowledge and equipment for the community that they would not otherwise have access to. Since our inception, we've always had a number of programs for seniors and to help support the senior community, everything from creative workshops and educational workshops like learning technology and modern techniques, right down to things like pottery, ceramics, woodworking, metalworking, and everything between. We're very thankful to the New Horizons for Seniors program to start a new program called the Clay Art Therapy Program. The Clay Art Therapy Program is a series of hands-on pottery workshops and classes that will be led by experienced pottery artists that are also seniors. There's a certain magic that occurs when a potter uses a potter's wheel to create an object through applying the pressure to clay. The clay is transformed into an object that is pleasing and useful to a potter. The aim of this project is to use pottery as a medium through which seniors can transform themselves through being socially engaged, included, and acknowledged and of service to others. Seniors are valuable members of society, but many seniors suffer and struggle with mental health afflictions, especially in the last year and a half with COVID, around self-esteem, self-worth, and wondering what their place in society truly is. This project can do its part to give them a sense of belonging and help improve their well-being. Our goal with this project is to help over 190 seniors over the next few months to be part of this program, both as instructors and as students in the program. It's thanks to the New Horizons Seniors program that we were able to do this and help the seniors in the community. I'm trying to keep it short, so I'll keep it there. Thank you very much.
Ryan, thank you very much. And thanks to all of you for sharing us a slice of the amazing work that you're doing to support seniors all around York Region. And I say a slice because, having the opportunity to be involved in the New Horizons program, I get to see all the great projects and all the work that's being done. And just thank you for stepping up and for stepping in when we most desperately needed your support to be able to, we can provide the money, but it's you that is providing the oomph, the vision, the energy to make a difference in the lives of seniors across York Region. So we did have some time in here for some Q&A. Don't think we've got that possibility now. We're at 4:07, but what I do want to make sure is that your questions do get answered. So please send your questions to the offices of the MPs that are connected with you. We will make sure that we get back with those answers so that you can have the answers to your questions. I personally am so grateful for my colleagues to join with me in doing this session. We heard a bit about what the government's doing, but more importantly, we heard about all the great good work that you're all doing, and that we are so grateful. So I don't know if there's any other comments that anybody is desperate to make from the team, but if not, I just wanted to wish you all a very happy Canada Day. And as Mary said, we do have to spend some time reflecting on our history and some of the more unpleasant parts of our history, but we do have so much to be grateful for and so much to celebrate as well. So happy Canada Day, everybody, tomorrow, and thank you again for joining us today. This was wonderful.
Happy Canada Day, everyone.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Canada Day, everyone.
Happy Canada Day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Tanya. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Happy
So
Canada
many
Day.
people today.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Happy Canada Day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.